Hello, I am Xarkun and this is World of Warships Legends. Today, I will be covering all the major highlights in the upcoming February 2022 update. This update, let me tell you, it is huge. Honestly, it's unprecedented. There is a lot of new content coming and a huge improvement to the game that should make everyone happy. So without further ado, let's begin, and let us start with some of the new content. An Italian Battleship tech tree line is coming to early access in this update. You can get these ships in early access by, of course, buying the early access crates. Fantastic! Tiers 3 through 6 are available in the crates. I've actually played every single one of these Italian battleships on PC because I did try to grind that line on there, and I'm sorry to report that I disliked literally all of them. So, frankly, I don't have high hopes. The main thing I disliked about them is that their accuracy on the main guns was very, very poor. But I believe the accuracy on the main guns for the Italian battleships on PC is poor because the main guns shoot semi-armor piercing, and that poor accuracy is a balancing factor for the SAP. But something is different about the Italian battleships we're getting on Legends. Instead of having SAP main guns, these Italian battleships are apparently going to have SAP secondaries. Yes, that's right, SAP secondaries. Now, I've already made a long, comprehensive video on what SAP is and how it works, rather. That video features gameplay from both Legends and PC of the Italian cruiser Amalfi. It shows the Amalfi on PC with SAP, and the Amalfi on Legends with high explosive. I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you want to check it out to get an idea of how exactly SAP works, because it is different from both armor piercing and high explosive. But the addition of SAP secondaries to this Italian battleship line is intriguing to me, because as I said, the line on PC has SAP for its main guns, but not for its secondaries. And the secondaries are, I think, for the most part, so small on the Italian battleship line that they can't actually penetrate anything with their high explosive. So they're only good for starting fires and the like on PC. However, since they're going to be SAP secondaries on Legends, this will not be the case, and it makes me hope that maybe I'll enjoy this line more than I enjoyed it on PC. We'll certainly be testing it out as soon as we can, and we'll see how it goes when we do. Moving on now, we've got some new weeb stuff coming to the game. Yes, that's right, I said weeb stuff. You know what that means? It means Azur Lane is returning, this time in Wave 3. Now, no offense to the writers at Wargaming, but this section of the advanced version of the patch notes that I have reads rather poorly in this thing about the new Azur Lane content. I'll try to make sense of it for you here. The bottom line is 6 new commanders are coming, that is Azur Lane commanders, along with 3 new unique Azur Lane ships, as well as Azur Lane skins for some existing ships. Now, as I understand it, the new ships are the Azur Lane American cruiser Montpellier, which is a Cleveland-class cruiser that has faster rudder shift and slower reloading guns than the Cleveland. Again, it's called Montpellier. I hope I am pronouncing that right and not completely butchering it. The second Azur Lane ship is the IJN destroyer Azur Lane Yukikaze, a ship that is apparently different from the vanilla Yukikaze that we already have in the game, in that it has faster reloading and faster traversing guns, which already sounds great to me, but the torpedoes on the Azur Lane Yukikaze are slower and more conspicuous than they are on the vanilla Yukikaze, so there's that. And the final third unique Azur ship is a Soviet ship called, I think, Aurora. I think it's called Aurora. It's spelled Avrora in the patch notes, so you tell me what sound that V is supposed to make in that word. I don't know. And literally, the name is really all that's said about it in the version of the patch notes that I have. I have no more information than that. Maybe more information will be added to the final public version of the patch notes. I have no idea. If you want to read those, I left a link to them in the description. Before we leave the Weebery section behind, though, note that the Azur skins that I mentioned will be released for Azuma, Shokaku, and Roma, the latter of which is returning to the game as a new 750,000 global XP ship. That's right, Roma is coming back. If you did not pick it up in the campaign some time ago, now you have a chance to pick it up for 750,000 global XP, just in time for the debut of the Italian battleship line, although note, Roma does not have SAP secondaries. Alright, now on to the new campaign. It's called the Pride of Prussia, and the reward is the Tier 7 premium German battleship Brandenburg, essentially a Bismarck hull with Odin turrets. The campaign will be spread over 5 weeks, and there will be 100 milestones to complete. I look forward to testing the Brandenburg out when Wargaming loans it to me, and I do plan to stream on Monday, January 31st, when the update drops. We can talk more about the Brandenburg then, but for now, we have to move on because the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually quite exciting. Cross-platform divisions are coming to the game, along with a cross-platform friends list. There are no details about how exactly this will function. The patch notes say only that cross-platform divisions and friends lists will, quote, work exactly the same way as they currently do, but just make your friends from the other side eligible to add so that you can play together, end quote. That is a bit vague, but I've heard through the grapevine that this cross-platform thing actually works quite well, and I look forward to the opportunity to maybe potentially stream with people like Spartan Elite 43, Where Are You Aaron, TommyBoy601, Let 'em Peek, and any of my fellow community contributors who are on the Xbox platform. Plus, this will give me a chance to division with those of you who are on Xbox for subscriber streams. In fact, we're very, very close to 5,000 subscribers right now. We might have already hit that by the time I post this video. Well, if we have hit that number or when we do hit it, I will do a subscriber stream and play with my subscribers on Xbox and PlayStation sometime in February, provided that it's easy enough to get divisions going with people on Xbox during a live stream. We'll see. Very exciting news, though. And I look forward to, playing with those of you I've never been able to play with because you're on the other platform. Next, though, we must talk about the newest 5 ranked seasons. That's right, 5 seasons. Each of these 5 seasons will be a 1 versus 1 ranked season, spanning from Tier 3 to Tier 7, in which players will duel other players in single combat. Apparently, the ship-type matchmaking will allow for any combinations, so you can actually be matched against a destroyer if you choose, say, a battleship, or a cruiser if you choose a destroyer. I'm not exactly sure how that will actually play out in practice. I kind of worry that it won't be super fantastic, but hey, if I can take out the Tirpitz and demolish a Jean Bart or something, I will be happy about that, I guess. Anyway, now for some really, really wonderful news following the news about the 1v1 ranked seasons. Well, the Tier 7 aircraft carrier Kaga is coming to the Bureau as a researchable project, along with HMS Minotaur, For anyone who missed out on the last campaign, I'm sure everyone here knows all about the Minotaur by now. Kaga is actually a premium aircraft carrier that I own on PC. Yes, that's right. I bought a premium aircraft carrier on PC. I wanted a premium ship of every class, you see. If Kaga in Legends is anything like it is on PC, it will be able to field practically unlimited planes in gigantic squadrons. Like on PC, if you play the Kaga, you really have to try to be deplaned to not be able to send up full squadrons for the entire game. So, yeah, should be interesting, I guess. Frankly, I prefer to see Kaga in these patch notes over any other possible high-tier CVs that we might get from PC, like the Chkalov. We'll see how that goes when the Kaga comes, of course, and we will play it, for science. The rest of the patch notes contain smaller pieces of content, so I'll do a rundown as quickly as I can. First up, the new premium ships of the update. They are the Tier 5 Pan-Asian Cruiser, whose name I can't pronounce. It's spelled Huanghe. Apparently, this thing gets 152mm guns, a smokescreen generator, and a torpedo reload booster. I believe the Pan-Asian Cruiser line is actually in early access on PC right now. So I'm sure this particular Pan-Asian Cruiser that we're getting in Legends is a possible harbinger of things to come. As I understand it, it may somewhat be a torpedo-focused cruiser, and as evidence, I point to the torpedo reload booster consumable, something that no other cruiser has. So that sounds interesting, to be sure. We'll see how it goes. The other premium is the Tier 6 Italian heavy cruiser Gorizia. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but this thing is a Zara-class cruiser that apparently boasts good armor but lacks any torpedoes. It does, however, come with the exhaust smoke generator, sonar, and a catapult fighter. Next, we have something called the Hearts, Gold, and Silver Ninja Contest. Frankly, I have read this section of the patch notes 3 times, and I still have no idea what it's talking about. Basically, as I understand it, it will be a competition that starts on February 7th. I guess you send wargaming screenshots for a chance to win ships, credits, patches, and the like. I have no idea. I'm sure they'll release a detailed blog post about it around February 7th. But also, this section of the patch notes does say that all Tier 6 premium ships will now uniformly cost 12.5k doubloons. Some older Tier 6 premiums actually cost 15k doubloons, but these will permanently be discounted to 12.5k doubloons, and all future Tier 6 ships available for purchase via doubloons will debut in the game at the 12.5k price, so that's cool, I guess. And now, surprise. Yes, that's right, we're getting 3 new maps for Tier 6, Tier 7, and Legendary Tier battles. Islands of Ice, Shatter, and Warrior's Path. The Islands of Ice map uses a new weather preset called Northern Lights, so that's nice. Also, domination scenarios are being added for Greece and Hotspot. I take this to mean that these maps are possibly getting new cap arrangements for domination mode. I'm not sure exactly what domination scenarios means. Who knows? But new maps are cool, hopefully. And then finally, we come to balance changes and bug fixes. The only bug fix that I think is worth highlighting here is this. Gajamada's turrets will now rotate 360 degrees. I knew they did on PC, and I thought it was a balancing choice to have them not do that in Legends, but apparently not. It was a bug, and now it's fixed. And I am very happy about this, of course, because Gajamada is an excellent destroyer, and having turrets that can rotate 360 degrees will make it even better. Now, for the balance changes, Worcester is getting a gigantic buff that reduces its main battery reload time to 4.6 seconds, increases its fire chance to 12%, increases its base HE pen from 25 to 29 millimeters of armor, tightens up its turning circle by 10 meters, decreases its radar reload time by 30 seconds, and increases its shell grouping by 2.5%. Now, if you heard all of those buffs and said, holy shit, well, yeah. Worcester sounds like it will now have the potential to be absolutely insane. Alaska, on the other hand, is getting an... I don't even know. Alaska's dispersion is being increased by 12%, meaning it will be less accurate. Sounds like a big number, but the patch notes do say that the change will be less dramatic than that number looks. Also, Alaska's AP penetration will be decreased by 0.5%, and its shell grouping will be improved. Tier 6 German cruiser York is also getting a buff. Its main battery reload time is reduced, and its AP alpha is increased. And finally, Stalingrad is getting a nerf to its AP alpha to the tune of 500, and its fire duration is increased from 30 to 45 seconds, which seems fair to me, given that Stalingrad is basically somewhere between a battleship and a heavy cruiser, and now it's got a fire chance somewhere between a battleship and a cruiser, or a fire duration, rather. Honestly, though, that's pretty much all there is to it. There is a long list of improvements and bug fixes for the mobile version of the game, but I don't really feel like covering those. If you are interested in them, you can, of course, find the full list of those changes in the patch notes. Give me your thoughts on the patch notes in the comments section. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and with that, I will see you next time. Goodbye.